What's up, YouTubeites? Welcome. Well, getting feedback from somewhere. All right, there we go. Hey, welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the Long-Term Spec Show. That's the I'm dubbing it that now. That's going to be. That's
it has been named.
Yeah, like the Tonight Show or the Late Show. So, hey, thank you guys all for joining us on a Sunday afternoon, first football season. I know there's other things you could be watching, but really, there's only one game left. So, unless you're fans of those two, hang out with us, man. We got some really cool scoops. Going to answer some questions for you. Mike even says he has some cannonballs.
But, oh my God! Above this list too. Holy cow!
Yeah. So, I'm always bringing cannonballs. So
yeah.
One of those things.
You know, and in order to appreciate everybody that's in the live chat, you know, I always want to play some music so I can highlight everybody instead of me sitting there 10 minutes going over and saying hi to everybody. So, you know what? Let's spark it up with some Doobie Brothers.
Love it.
I'll start. 1, 2, ready.
Dude, they kill it.
All right, next we're going to play some Jimmy Woo. No, I'm just kidding.
They killed it with that, though. They killed that. That's one of my favorite intros that we do here on the Lords.
Yeah. Love the Doobie Brothers, man. You got a mix of classic rock, some DJing, some turntablism. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. I hopefully highlighted as most of you as I can. Man, I don't know if I can do these Sunday shows because, you know, Sunday, football,
Monday.
drinking are all coming same thing. So we'll see how coherent I stay. Hey, Meeple Mothership in the live chat. You answered a question on one of our videos way back like a week or two ago, man, and I've been trying to reach out to you. So hit me up on the Instagrams or the Twitters and you claim your prize.
Ooh.
It's a Department of Truth slab. So he won that, but I tried to reach out to him, and I don't know where Meeple Mothership is. So Meeple Mothership, if you are, hit me up, look up Lords of Long Box on Instagram, and send me a message so I can send you out your prize. Speaking of which, we're going to have a ton of prizes for our 7,000 subs giveaway, so we're going to run that till next week. You have till like that either Wednesday or Friday. We have a ton of prizes. God, I can't even go through them all. But, you know, our friends from Rocket Comics is going to be giving away a couple of slabs for you guys because, you know, they're our sponsors. So let me show you what you're going to get. And I would just say this is really coincidental, by the way. But anyway, later on, you'll see why.
Oh, God, hilarious. Oh, my God.
But
Wow.
it's actually part of our giveaway. Also, our friends at Comics, Tunes, and Toys in Tustin, California. Meeple Mothership, you won one of these. You won the 8.5 for answering just an easy question. So make sure you hit it up. Our friends over at KRSComics.com, thank you. If you haven't, go get this. My God. Natalie Sanders. Wonder Woman variant that's dropped on the KRS Comics website. Use discount code LOTLB to get 15% off anything in the KRS Comics store. Also, our friends over at the Geeky Swag Shop, man, you can get your hoodies, even though it's hot right now. I'm pretty sure it's getting cold sooner or later. Yep. Hoodies.
The Gators.
And I'm working on some trucker hats right now as well. So there you go. And our friends in the Geeky Swag Shop will be giving away a really, really cool statue. Aw, who doesn't like a 1 foot tall statue of Grogu in a chair? Come on now.
Fantastic.
Otto's going to be giving us something away. KRS is giving away a mystery box. Also, coverprice.com is going to be giving away 2 6-month free subscriptions, full-on subscriptions. So make sure you hit it up. It was a video... I think, was it last Saturday or 2 Saturdays? I don't remember, man. Ever since this pandemic, I've lost all concept of time and space. So let's go to. I got my man riding shotgun with me, Otto. Say what's up to the good people.
What is up, everybody? Long time no see, but I'm happy to be here rocking the Lords, of course, on a Sunday night. Week 1 of football is almost in the books, and I'll tell you, my Giants looked awful. So let's hope this long-term spec list is better than that Giants game today.
The Giants are going to get the ass spank when they play my
Thursday night.
Well, my Washington football team.
You almost said
I
it.
guess
You almost said
I'm calling it. Whatever the hell they were. You know what? I grew up a Redskins fan. I'm going to call them a Redskins fan until they change the name. Okay. Plus, my grandmother was half Cherokee because from Kentucky. So I guess I can claim it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there will be some comments about that, because, in the culture we live in. So whatever. But anyway, Mikey, say what's good to the people.
Man, feeling good today. My Seahawks won this morning, and Shang-Chi.
They blew them out.
Yeah.
Wow, Seahawks blew them out.
Yeah, man.
Lords of the Football Box. This is a show about football.
Yeah, right.
Shang-Chi did gangbusters the second week too.
Yeah.
So man, I hope it gets a China release, man, because man, that's a shame if it doesn't, man. But so far it's doing pretty good.
Okay, one more thing. Happy 40th anniversary to SpiderMan and His Amazing Friends.
Yeah.
40 years ago today. But do you feel older? I remember watching it that morning.
All three of us here definitely remember it. I remember the theme song. I remember seeing Doctor Strange in the cartoon for the first time. Wolverine with like a weird Australian or British accent. I remember all of it.
The villain video man or something.
Video Man.
Video Man.
Yeah, I remember all of it, man. That was like, man, that was the Saturday morning cartoon for Spider-Man and his amazing friends, man.
Ghost Rider cameo in one episode. That just blew me away. It's like Ghost Rider. Doctor Strange was in that show.
Doctor Strange was in it.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, there was a Doctor Strange episode. I mean, who would back then? Nobody knew who Doctor Strange was.
No.
And now look at him in his What If series, which looks just incredible. And you know what? We better just start getting to our stuff before we just go on about how incredible
we're hanging out.
Yeah, how incredible that zombies episode was.
Oh, that was freaking awesome!
All the Disney haters. Yeah, the mouse isn't gonna do anything. And then what? You just bit off somebody's head? Okay,
biting people's heads off, cutting them up, eating them. I mean, and the ending was so dark. I feel like holy crap.
All right. What do you want to do first, Mikey? Do we want to do the long-term spec list, or do you want to do the questions first?
Let's do the questions first and make them.
Yeah, let's do the questions first, and then let the crowd build up in the lather.
There you go. There you go.
All right. So these questions. Hey, if you also want a question asked or answered by Mikey, go to the Gigosity page on Facebook or on this video after it posts. Don't leave it in the live comments. Leave it in the live chat. Leave it in the comment section. If you have questions during this episode, we'll try to answer them too. But please wait till after we do everything. We'll try to answer as many questions as we can because we want to make this a 2-hour show. 1 hour is good enough, and we're already 24 minutes into it, so let's get right to it, man. All right. First question is our friend Danzig, 1979. Hey, Mike, any news on classic pulp comic characters like The Shadow, The Phantom, Doc Savage, Mandrake the Magician, and Dick Tracy?
Yeah, I really love this question because I used to be called The Shadow for a while there on Pete's Basement. But I love these characters. I grew up on all of them except for Mandrake, not too familiar with. Doc Savage is the one that was in pretty active development a few years ago. The Rock wanted to be Doc Savage. Mm-hmm. And it's still kind of ongoing, but more on the back burner now. The Rock is so busy with everything. I hope it still gets made. Like, I had a picture of The Rock I put back to back with Doc Savage. They look very, very similar. Yep. The kind of the gold skin and everything. I just don't know if they're actually going to pull the trigger on it finally. I mean, he's got so many things going on. We'll see. The other projects, nothing really I'm hearing about. I think Sam Raimi, wanted to do The Shadow for a while. It didn't really go anywhere. These are really old characters that
didn't Frank Miller do The Shadow or The Spirit? I'm sorry, that was The Spirit.
Oh God.
Because there's actually The Shadow was Alec Baldwin. Remember?
Yeah.
So there was a
90s,
Shadow movie. There was a Phantom movie. There was a Dick Tracy movie, and there was a Doc Savage film. Out of all those, my personal favorite was the Phantom. The one with the guy from the bad boyfriend from the Titanic.
The guy with the eyes. I guess that's how.
Yeah. The Shadow's pretty good too with Alec Baldwin.
Yeah,
that was pretty good too. But they've done all of these already. But it's kind of like a old-timey pulp stuff. I don't know if like today's generation would.
That's a problem. Yeah,
not ready for it.
Because today's generation is into the comic books, and these don't really have a big comic book presence. Sure, everybody know who Dick Tracy. That Dick Tracy film was just a travesty too. By the way,
that's awful.
My God,
those musical sequences. I was out.
Remember Al Pacino with the weird? Was it Al Pacino that had the weird face makeup?
Yeah, really overacting for. I mean, he was his dad.
Oh man.
And the War Baby was
Madonna. And Madonna was in it for some reason.
Oh
yeah.
It's just bad.
Anyway.
But out of that whole list, though, I'd love to see the Doc Savage do something. But again, The Rock would be a great casting. But The Rock's a great casting for a lot of characters right now. But that would be fun to see the Doc Savage.
I would like to see the Phantom and the Shadow do a team up together. Wasn't there a team up of? I'm trying to think. There was like a team, not the League of Extraordinary gentlemen.
You mean
but there was
in the cartoon, the Defenders of the something?
yes. What was it called? Somebody in the live chat. There was like all these characters. There was like
Mandrake was there, right? Flash Gordon, I believe.
Yes,
Defenders.
yes,
Defenders of
Mandrake the
Universe,
magician.
yeah.
Yes, in the live chat, whoever can tell us what the name Defender. Yeah, I think it was the Defenders of Earth. Good job.
Yeah, I think that sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good lord, man. You know, you kids nowadays, you don't have half the cool shit that we had back then. Well, you got a lot more cooler live action stuff, but we had some pretty cool cartoons like.
Oh hell yeah!
Thunder
with all the streaming options now, I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of these were picked up for streaming.
Anything is possible at this point.
Yeah, the Shadow especially, we can make it really dark, you know.
Yep.
Yeah,
Apple
it all
TV
depends,
too.
I guess, on who also owns the IP on those, right?
Yeah. Well, King Features owns the Phantom. They own Mandrake. I don't know who owns Doc Savage or Dick Tracy. I used to know who. I can't remember who owns Dick Tracy now. But Doc Savage is still with The Rock, his production company. So we'll
Interesting.
See
Comic Kimberly
really?
says Warren Beatty owns the rights to Dick Tracy.
Oh wow!
Really? Wow. Probably bought it right after he got. That was probably in a movie deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Warren Beatty as an action hero. God, who would have thunk that?
But yeah, Dick Tracy has awesome villains. Like again, there's potential there. To make something out of it better than what Warren Beatty did. So.
I mean, you remember how they're saying they're bringing back the Rocketeer? I think if the Rocketeer is successful, all these are in that same realm of the Rocketeer.
You're right.
That, you know, if the Rocketeer does gangbusters, people were like, you know what, let's look at some of these old pulp serials and what have you and see if what we can do with them, you know. So there you go.
And they're probably cheaper to license than some of the other comic books. Who knows?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Danzig. Next question is another returning offender. General Putas asks, we were getting a Wakanda-based series for Disney Plus. Then I heard that we were going to get one centered around Okoye and the Dora Milaje. Are these the same projects or are they both separate?
They're the same project. Yeah, they're one and the same.
So that's the, what is it called? The something of Wakanda Forever, right?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
All right, there you go. Short and sweet. There you go, General Putas. Thank you for the question. Next comes The Watcher knows.
Oh, boy.
The Watcher asks, will SheHulk be part of the Fantastic Four like in the comics? Also, will Spider-Man and Moon Knight team up in the MCU? Look at that. It's like asking like two questions. You get a
two-banger out of it.
SheHulk will not be in the FF4. I mean the Fantastic Four. I mean, at least not right now. I know John Byrne had her on the team for a while there. It was 85, I believe, right? Had that issue with her topless on and someone took a picture of it. I'm not sure if you read that story.
Oh yeah,
remember that one?
But
I don't think. There are no plans for her to be in the FF right now. As for Spider-Man and Moon Knight, okay, there's only one possibility that I know for that to happen. You see, Moon Knight is going to be in an Avengers film, so if they could put Spider-Man in there, that'll be a wait for them with me, but not hearing anything concrete. But here's the thing, Secret Wars, everybody's going to meet one another.
Yeah.
So if they get the Russos back on board, I'm hearing that that's not final. I mean, they're still talking.
And that's also a very contrast in a team up of, kind of, quippy Spider-Man to violent Moon Knight. You know what I mean? It's like,
we take a lot.
But hey, you never know, man. It's like, the MCU is just bigger than it's ever been. So I see still questions in the live chat. Please hold off until after we go through when we tell you toward the end of the show so we don't get it lost. Or put in a $50 super chat and we'll answer it immediately.
And we have a cannonball. Related to this.
All right. Oh, boy. Drink them if you got them, boys and girls. Our first cannonball of the day.
Like the tank.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
So I don't think the Russos are going anywhere. I'm sure there'll be some sites out there trying to scare you into
Well,
thinking that
before you say that, let's
yeah,
preface this for people
yeah,
who aren't
yeah.
reading the trades and everything.
Oh, hey, sure. Yeah.
The story is that because of the ScarJo thing with Disney, that the Russo brothers are they supposedly next big thing is Secret Wars, and they're like, no, they're like, we don't want to do it because we don't about the contracts and all this. It's a lot of just mumbo jumbo,
Mhm.
but that's the preface of
Yeah,
this. Go
there
ahead,
are some
finish, Mikey.
trust issues with them now after what happened to ScarJo. They just want to make sure that their films get exclusively on theatrically, and you're not going to lose out on money like what happened with ScarJo there. I mean,
Right.
look at Shang-Chi proves that Premier Access took money away from Black Widow. There's
Right.
no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. But I'm hearing they're going to smooth things over because the cannonballs, I have two right now with this alone. There are two projects that the Russos are negotiating for. And they can't lose. They can't lose them. They fucking can't lose them. No way.
No, they can't give up. They can't give up their number one bullpen starting pitcher. That's
Yeah, no way.
yeah.
So the first project is the one that you guys already know, or maybe you don't know. I mean, I haven't written about it yet, but we brought it up on the show, and people are speculating. Yeah, it's Secret Wars. That's the big end game project the Russos will be directing. You can't lose the Russos for Endgame. I mean, for Secret Wars, all this planning you're going to do to get to that point, and you don't have your directors. Nah, no. I mean, no. The other project, the one that's before Secret Wars, is Wolverine.
Oh.
So the urgency is really high. So on GeekosiMeg.com today, I scooped that Wolverine will come out in 2024, which is the 50th anniversary of Hulk 81.
There you go.
Yeah, darn. God, that's a double cannonball, Tim. Hit something. Hit some bells, bang some pans, dude. Do something, man.
Here's my prediction. Whatever is whatever. When Wolverine comes to the MCU, that will be gangbusters.
Yeah.
It will be huge. And I think even more importantly, the casting will be the most important
Oh, hell
thing
yeah.
for the casting. And just one other anecdote here for the argument of first appearance of Hulk is 180 or 181. Well, in the Wolverine game trailer, what did you see on there?
Oh yeah, there's a Hulk 181.
You saw Hulk 181 license plate.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you it's whatever the market says. So I'm not saying one or the other, but people who always want to be I'm the first to say, and this is the cameo versus this. Hey man, if the video game, the Marvel says the really reason why people were saying that Hulk 180 is his first appearance, and and whatever. He appears and he actually says, "I am the fucking Wolverine."
Yes,
but it is because Jonathan Hickman, when he did his X-Men run, remember there was a back page or something when he said Wolverine's first appearance, Hulk 180,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but we are in a capitalistic market, and it's whatever the market dictates, right? Do you want to cover with Wendigo, or do you want to cover Wolverine and Hulk? Right.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's the thing, right? I think these are great options. Tom Hardy and Carl Urban Tom Hardy. Well, I don't know if he can, being that he's Venom, but Carl Urban.
That's a great choice.
I mean, because
most underrated actors ever.
Yeah, if you see Carl Urban as Dredd, that's kind of dark Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly.
And he didn't take his helmet off. That's the best.
Yeah.
So many actors have to use their face for inflection. And if you can't do that, but the way Carl Urban did it was just amazing,
I put it this way, man. If when Disney puts out the casting call for Wolverine, I guarantee you, every agent in Hollywood will be throwing their acters at Marvel.
Yeah.
Because that's the role they want to play. Although I think some actors even may be reluctant because they're like, yo, man, Hugh Jackman, that's Wolverine. You know what I mean? That's I don't know if I can step into his shoes.
I have another cannonball.
Oh boy, I'm glad I already drank earlier today. All right, here's your second one, boys and girls.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
So when I got this information the other day, I was told 2024 is the projected release date for Wolverine. And he told me specifically November 2024. And if the announced schedule from Marvel recently has a November 2024 date on there, with an untitled Marvel film. Okay.
Wow.
And my insider kept talking about November over and over again. Like, okay, what is it with November I'm not getting here? You don't have one Hulk 81, do you? I said, no, I don't have it. Look at the cover date. It's November.
November, yeah.
The 50th anniversary.
I was just gonna get that.
50th anniversary. Go. So there you go. And guys, he fights the Hulk in this one. So we scooped
that's a total Feige move, man. That's a total Feige move.
A total Feige move. Total.
Yeah.
And so he will be recast. Actually, some tight casting there. I mean, people are gonna go crazy. Also, it will not be Professor Hulk, guys. I've gotten confirmation of that several times now. This is a more savage Hulk. He's gonna fight Wolverine. I mean,
right.
So
yeah, this is
Immortal Hulk.
Those, yeah. For those who haven't been watching the channel for a couple of years now, the scoop we had was they're going to introduce the Wolverine in the MCU when basically the Hulk, I guess, reverts back to his savage ways.
Yeah,
and he crosses over the border into Canada, and the Canadian government pulls in Wolverine to go and fight him, and then that also brings in Alpha Flight. So and it all.
And let's keep it correct though, Tim. We've talked about that for that's a 2-year-old story that we had. I'm sure.
2019,
yeah. If not, of course.
I mean, what other better way to introduce Wolverine into the MCU as with his origin, right? I mean that would do gangbusters. That would be huge. That's Wolverine and fighting the Hulk. That's $1 billion movie. I mean,
he breaks out of he's Weapon X still in the beginning of the film. He breaks out.
Yeah.
And then Alpha Flight's after.
I knew there was a reason I wanted to come on tonight. Look at that.
So if you're an Alpha Flight collector, holy shit, is that book going to skyrocket?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Alpha Flight 1, the Canadian variant. That's like the perfect match. Or you get the X-Men one, 120, 121, one of those.
120, 121. Yep.
All right. Thank you for the question, The Watcher. Next one is a frequent questioner on the channel, and I hopefully I always butcher his name. Manmohan Mahatha. Hey, Mikey. My question is that SheHulk show is a Marvel Universal joint project or a solo Marvel project, and waiting for a DC crossover. I guess because Universal owns the rights to Hulk, right? As far as distribution, that's why he can't have his own solo film.
Yeah. Oh, that's for theatrical. No, it's a total Marvel Studios production.
Okay, so SheHulk is definitely because if they announce SheHulk on Disney Plus, that has nothing to do with Universal.
Nope.
But does that? I guess I'm trying to read in between the lines in his question. I'm wondering if he thinks it's keeping SheHulk from being shown theatrically on cinematically on the big screen.
Well, no, I mean she will show up cinematically. She's my God, this might be a cannonball again. Oh, it is a cannonball. I haven't got this on your show yet.
All right,
it's a cannonball.
All right, we're up to 3 cannonballs. I should have did an over/under on cannonballs.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Wow.
Well, so SheHulk, as far as I know, there are no plans for her in Fantastic Four, but she'll be joining the Avengers. She'll be in the next Avengers film, so that answers that question. But why isn't the Hulk there? Because the Hulk is not the same Hulk. He's going to be the immortal Savage Hulk. He's not going to want to be with the Avengers team at that time.
Yeah,
so
he
great.
probably and he's probably eating people or something. You know what
Who
I mean?
knows,
'Cause that-
right?
yeah, the Immortal Hulk is a dark story.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, they can go. I mean, they can go really dark on the Hulk if they
Yeah.
do that run on it.
So, all,
that
yeah,
ma-
all the pieces fit together. Like why is She-Hulk there? You can't have two Hulks on a team that's redundant. Oh, the Hulk's not there because he's the immortal Hulk. He's not going to be part of a super
Yeah.
team. You know,
Well, yeah.
he's on the
Hopefully-
loose, man.
Hopefully, we don't get into like a Venom thing where we get Red Hulk, She-Hulk, Blue Hulk, Purple Hulk, just like Venom, Carnage, Shriek, Shrill, Hulk, whatever the different versions are. But anyway, all right. Thank you for the question, Mahan. I can say your first.
Oh yeah, I
name.
just realized something, T-Vo. The book where She-Hulk first met the Avengers, that should be a speculation book there, like
Yeah.
a first meeting, right?
Yeah.
First meeting anytime. At one point I don't even think first time. Even also the first time she was an Avenger at one point as well.
Yeah, she was, right?
Pretty much everybody in the
Yeah,
Marvel
everybody
was an Avenger, right?
Everybody.
It's a huge roster. I mean, Dr. Druid was one at one time. I mean,
Well,
you had,
wait, the Dakota North wasn't though. See, there's the thing.
Oh well. Mikey,
yeah.
don't tease us with Dakota North, Mikey.
The Avengers could use a private investigator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
You
all
got
I'm
to
saying.
say it.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
say it.
retiring on my Dakota North.
I
just
tell
want
you
to
what.
know that.
When they announce Dakota North, I'm gonna drop my mic and retire.
Yep, that's it. Me too. I'm walking right off.
For all the naysayers, I'm just saying. All right, thank you for the question. All right, next question comes up. I don't think this is his real name, but is Furred Bird the Nerd. Is Null a little later down the road, like 5 years? Just curious. I loved him so much in Venom Run.
No, that's too long. It won't be 5 years from now. It'll be a little closer than that. I would say about maybe 3 years. You're gonna see him. He's in really active development, so very active development. So you're gonna see him much sooner. I know people have been speculating on Null for the longest time, and I was really shocked to see him on the list. I just thought, no, they're not gonna do it. No, they're gonna do him. So
Yeah.
It's Sony, by the way, that's really pressing this. They really want to get Null out there.
But it's a Sony MCU collaboration, right? Because they can't just have. Or is it going to be Sony and Null just doing a Null Venom story?
It might be just that. I'll find out.
Yeah, but either way, Null is coming. I mean, it doesn't.
Null is coming out, whatever. Yeah, he's coming.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Too much to my chagrin, because I've been downplaying that. I'm not going to even mention their name. All right, thank you for the question, Furred Bird the Nerd. Next, the last question comes from Comic Stash 416. Now that Shang-Chi appears to be a success, how much more likely are we going to see Wave and the rest of the new agents of Atlas, i.e., Swordmaster, White Fox, etc.? I think we answered this last week, but we can answer it again.
Okay. I never normally answer a question like this, but when I say it, 100%, they're coming.
They're
coming. I mean, I saw White Fox on the cover price list a few days ago. That was
that
cool.
awesome cover. Yeah, the Wolverine homage where they're pointing. Let me add one more question in here, because somebody asked me this on my Instagram, my YouTube, my email, my everything. Actually, it's a question that's always been asked, but we've never answered. Okay, so basically the question is, who is Park Soo Jun going to be in the Marvels? Because he's been casted. They officially announced his casting for the Marvels.
I've been getting this question all the time since it first dropped somewhere, and I even got a graphic of it, like saying, "Is he Amadeus Cho?" I don't know, but we've been scooping Amadeus Cho for a while now. I mean, he will be a part of Agents of Atlas. It would make sense, for him to be introduced so early. I don't have confirmation on it, but if I was a betting man, I'd bet on it.
Hold on. Let me look at this guy. Let me see how young he is. He's definitely young.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And isn't he a big star in Korea or something like that?
Huge star. He was in that film Parasite. Do you remember the film Parasite?
Oh
Great.
yeah, he was in there. Holy
yeah,
shit!
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he's he looks super young. I mean, you know, and obviously, you know, with K-pop the way it is right now and everything. Yeah.
I don't think they would cast a star that big for an obscure role. I mean,
No.
you're gonna put him somewhere big. So
especially with how big K-pop is nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, I think they would be like, you know, it's not just in Korea. It's worldwide. I mean, you know, if you go K-pop shows in like the States, you got Latinas, you got black girls, you have white girls, you have Asian, every girl, all the girls go crazy for them. I mean, and they sing along in Korean, not knowing actually what it was, but they just hear the words and they sing along. I mean, if you ever see like BTS and it's like crazy.
I watch Blackpink. I mean, I was, you know,
isn't that the girl group or
yeah,
no?
Blackpink is a girl group. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
you don't cast a guy like this who's popular as he is, and give him some kind of like, oh, he's a businessman in Korea. No,
right.
You know,
like they did with Age of Ultron, just to get the Chinese actress or the
that's
Korean
right.
actress
I
in
forgot
there,
about
right?
that, yeah.
She was just like the doctor who helped Ultron. I don't think they're gonna do that again. But I mean, it was a major cue for Tony Leung to say he would join Marvel. Don't get it twisted. It wasn't Marvel.
Didn't she play Amadeus Cho's mother though in Ultron? Because Helen Cho.
I don't think that's. I don't know if they ever made that connection. Because Cho and Park are like Smith and Johnson in America. You know what I mean?
It's so common. Okay.
Yeah, it's somewhat of a common last name. It's just like Nguyen or Tran in Vietnamese, right? It's just like Everett Otto. It's like just shit. I gave up your government name, Otto.
That's it, right? Very common.
All right, so let's get right to it, boys and girls. This is what we like to call the Insider Long-Term Spec List.
This is insider stuff.
It's hot.
Mikey, this is fire. I just want to say I was at an event last night. I looked at this list. I dropped my phone and I walked away, and I said, "This is too hot right now. I got to walk away from this. I can't believe it, especially number 10, which we've been talking. It's unbelievable."
So why don't you explain what this group is for those who didn't watch last week?
So this is a group of people that T-Vo used to refer to as the secret Cabal.
Mm-hmm.
I am part of that, but the people in my group are not in the industry. They're people who actually work for Disney or affiliations thereof. And basically they're also comic book collectors. And they buy comic books based on the information they get from working there. And they have a list of books for other people they know to buy. So they can invest in these books. And their motto is basically buy low, sell high, or keep it. But,
and
it's insider information.
Do they just do it via email? Do they have a private Facebook group or group chat? Or
they mean like a cave.
Is that giving away too much?
Secret hideout.
Yeah, I don't know how they distribute the information. All I know is I'm now one of their people who get it. So
there you go. So criticize us all you want. Sometimes, but 2 years later something hits, so that's why it's called long-term spec, guys. I mean, it's like, and like we always say, things are subject to change with actors, with stories, with directors and producers. So but whenever they hear whisperings inside the company, then and these people that work within the company just happen to be comic book collectors,
right?
And and it's part of the whole thing about if people hear something about crypto or NFTs or any of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Marvel has NFTs now, but that's another story for another time. But so the first one on this list is probably one of the more expensive books, at least more of the harder ones to find, because the rest of these are relatively easy, I would say. But the first one on the list is Scarecrow, Tales of Suspense number 51. right? This is the Silver Age version of the Scarecrow. There was another version of the Scarecrow that was Night of the Dead, that version of Scarecrow, and they end up changing his name to the Straw Man.
Right.
Interesting enough, this version of Scarecrow actually appeared in the DC vs. Marvel crossover, where this Scarecrow and the other Scarecrow teamed up together. So just a little tidbit out there. And apparently this Scarecrow is coming to the Midnight Sun / Ghost Rider. What are you hearing, Mikey?
Yeah, he is going to be one of the prominent villains for Ghost Rider. You're going to see him more than once. He's not one of those, we'll use him once and that's it, he's gone. No, he's going to keep coming back. They're pretty serious about this character.
Do you think they're going to use the same name? Because, DC's Scarecrow is obviously more prominent and been around for a while. Hell, he's in Titans now.
Yeah, they will. Scarecrow is one of those names you can't really trademark because
that's true. I mean, if you really want to go back to freaking, it was that. God damn it! I can't even think of the movie.
While you're thinking of that, though,
Somewhere Over the Rainbow. What was that movie? The Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and everything else.
Man. Yeah.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Just had a brain fart. Yeah, there you go. From 1930, that Scarecrow's been around forever. So there's multiple iterations. Even, do you remember that other movie? There was another. It was a horror film where there was a Scarecrow in the fields that would kill people.
Dark Night of the Scarecrow, one of the best.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
Exactly.
No, that's
awesome movie. Oh my God!
By the way, I saw *Malignant* over the weekend.
Yeah.
By James Wan. It is a freaky movie. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'll just say it is freaky. My girlfriend hated it, but I was looking at some parts of it and I was like, there's a just watch it and kind of, you kind of expect what's going to happen. Then when it does happen, you're like, God damn, that's freaky. It is freaky. Anyway, it's called *Malignant*. Go check it out.
I've never seen this book in the wild ever.
No, I was just going to bring that up. So these Tales of Suspense, like 50, The First Appearance of the Mandarin, that's a book that's a ghost. That's very hard to come by. 50, between the 45s and the 65s, it was a real low print run of this, so.
Oh, so that's why. Okay.
Well, it was a low print run. People weren't buying them. So they got disposed quickly. It wasn't a very, they were trying to introduce all these new characters. So these characters weren't household names that people weren't readily buying. So, and you're absolutely right about that, Mike. Yeah, with the 6 shows, if not more, 6 big cons this year, I haven't seen this book once.
Yeah, I would have picked this, but I've always liked the Scarecrow. I've never ever. I didn't even know he debuted here. That's why I've never seen it before.
Yeah, and just for reference, I'm putting up these. This is just sales averages I got off of CoverPrice.com. So, graded fair market value and raw market value. So you get an idea if you want to go and buy one, this is typically kind of what they're selling for on the aftermarket. So just not saying this is what they're worth, but this is what people are paying. All right. So just get that right out of the way. All right. So Tales of Suspense number 51, the Scarecrow coming to Midnight Suns. Boom. Next up, Ghost Rider number 7 from 1990. I love this cover. Scarecrow versus Danny Ketch by multiple copies. So these notes are verbatim. This is what this is what they're sending. So why are they saying buy multiple copies?
Yeah, because he'll be fighting Danny Ketch quite a bit.
Wow.
And so, I mean, that iteration of Ghost Rider, this is basically going to be one of his arch foes, is the Scarecrow. More than Johnny Blaze. They're really going to focus on Danny Ketch with this guy. So that's why I buy multiple copies. And apparently, I mean, the way that he's presented in this issue will be very similar to how he'll be in Midnight Suns and in the MCU. If I recall, wasn't he like stabbing people with a pitchfork? I mean, or killing people with it? And he put like hay in their mouths and stuff. I mean, it was dark.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've been talking about supernatural heroes and everything. I think the next, if you read the tea leaves, start looking at, everybody is looking at, obviously, Mephisto and Shumar, Garath, whatever the giant tentacle creature is, but start looking at all these other weird kind of supernatural, villains that the supernatural heroes typically are arch nemesis. Speaking of a supernatural villain that nobody ever talks about, that I was getting a while ago, Kazar the
look at
Savage,
this.
number 11, the first appearance of Belasco. What are you hearing about
Man.
Belasco?
First of all, I love this book. I love this. If you don't have the Kazar the Savage run from the 80s with Bruce Jones writing, grab them all. They're all great. It was very adult for its time. Like the first issue, he's doing it with She and the She-Devil. Being She and the She-Devil in the first issue. I mean, it's like Comics Code, early 80s. So what I'm hearing about, actually I have a cannonball for this one.
Okay, let's do it. Look at that. You got this is the third cannonball, I do believe. Is this the third one?
Yeah, the third or fourth, I believe. I've lost count.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
T-Vo, hold on. You can take care. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay.
All right.
Look at that.
So, interesting fact about this one. So Kazar 11 is somewhat of a cameo of Belasco, somewhat a first appearance. First full, when he appears on the cover, is actually Kazar the Savage number 12. And there is an error cover for Kazar the Savage number 12. There's like a red page or something. Because I first spec Belasco when they announced New Mutants and they announced Magic. Because if you don't know, Belasco is the ruler of Limbo. And in the comics, Magic, right, or Ilyana pops into Limbo where Belasco rules. And then she pops out again, she's like, 7 years older or something along those lines?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Sony, or who was it, Fox, had the rights to, Belasco. But basically, that's where she gets everything from. I mean, I don't know. Originally, that was where she got the Soul Sword appeared from Limbo. But I don't know if it was retconned or not. But
no, I don't remember, to be honest with you, when it came into that.
Yeah, but I would look at both. The Kazar the Savage, number 11, and then number 12 is the first cover appearance of Belasco. But it's also looked at, if you go to recalledcomics.com, there was an error variant an error on it. I think there's something about one page is in all red or something along those lines. Like, you know how people just printing errors or what have. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Moonlit Comics, thanks for hanging out. Leverage Comics, Vinny Whitlock, Geet Stocks, Sox Bulletin, Rush Die Hard. Geez, there's so many of you.
So many people in here right now. It's great to see everybody on a Sunday night, though, hanging with us with this list.
Yeah, you know what? I would love to see Magic, and Magic does in the Marvel comics right now. Magic is part of the Strange Academy.
Yeah,
and she was like probably one of my favorite character in the New Mutants movie. Right, when she went all power, that was awesome, man.
That was great. So
shout out to the Comic Forge. What's going on? Pressable Defects.
That's great. And then you're going back to that Tales of Suspense 51, though, Tim. That book, the colors on it was great. That's Don Heck greatness, Stan Lee. Just a great run of books right there that was really sought after. And you know what? When you open up those old books, man, you got that comic book smell, man. So dig up those Silver Age books. They're out there.
Comic book smell. That's what I miss. Comic book smell.
That's it. You don't get it anymore with these new books.
I was just talking to one more second. I was talking to my girlfriend the other day about what was the stuff we used to, was it Play-Doh that you used to put on comic books, and when you peel it off you would get the
Silly Putty.
It was Silly Putty. I was telling her, she never heard of it. I was like, yeah, you could do it on newspapers and comic books. You put Silly Putty on it, you peel it off, and it would show up on there. So there you go.
There you go.
There you go, Mikey. We're just talking some time here.
So anyway, one of my insiders is watching the show. Just say hello to you. I can't say your name, but he told me there's 2 cannonballs. I said another cannonball for this.
Wait, another one?
Yeah, there's 2 for this one. I seen like this one.
Jeez.
All right. So
Hit
this
it.
is your fifth cannonball. We could start a war with the amount of cannonballs we have.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
So
Alrighty.
there are two Disney Plus shows that this character is being planned for.
Oh my god.
So it's a bigger character than I realized. So the first show that he's being planned for is Magic. And I'm pretty sure you know who that is. That'll be one of the first X-Men shows. And
Nice.
Well,
there's
actually,
been a
while you
lot
were,
of X-Men shows.
actually, when you were gone, somebody asked, "Are they going to keep the same actress for Magic?" Because
They're interested in doing so, yeah. I'm not sure how that will go, but they definitely want her back.
Nice.
So look, if another great Spec book. If you don't have the first appearance of, I think it's new. I forgot what the New Mutants issue is. And
12 or 13. It's up there a
Yeah,
little bit.
and there's a Canadian variant. There's a Canadian variant for that, but also the first Magic miniseries, I think, is another great book to spec on. You know, if
You can
they're
get
gonna
those cheap too.
especially if Belasco shows up in a Magic series. That's basically the story of how Magic got her powers going into going into limbo. But go ahead on this. You need a second we'll just do one cannonball for, and then you can say it twice.
Yeah, the second show for this is one that T-Vo is very interested in. So Belasco is one of the bad guys that's being planned also for Strange Academy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Who's been dying to hear this one?
Well, it only makes sense because Magic is also part of the staff of Strange Academy, so why not have him as one of the baddies? And first thing people see Belasco, they're like, "Oh, that's Mephisto." No, that's not Mephisto. That's Belasco. He's the leader of Limbo. But yeah, that's awesome, man. So remember, we were talking about Kazar, the Savage Land is another great spec to get at, and we may have something a little bit about that later. But let's move on. So Kazar, Savage number 11, first appearance of Belasco, but also look for number 12 because that's an error issue, and look for the first miniseries of Magic. All right, what's up next? I love this cover.
Love it.
What a great cover. Wow.
Yep.
I've never seen that. Yeah, so Clockwise is being planned for the SheHulk show. Not familiar with Clockwise at all. Are you?
I have no idea who the hell Clockwise is, but doing what little research I do, Clockwise does have ties to the TVA.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you put all that together, I hate to say it because it's almost cliche, but it's all connected. So just look it up. She-Hulk, just look up Clockwise and the TVA, and then you'll see why.
And there's a bunch of random first appearances and deaths in this too. So it's like a first appearance and death of like 3 characters.
But this is also iconic too because this is classic Greg Horn variant, and it was on my damn LCS's wall 2 weeks ago, and I didn't grab it. And I was looking at it, I was like, man, this looks awesome. Should I get it? It was only like $10. I was like, I should really get this. But this is a cheap book to find in the wild. That's why I didn't even bother looking up prices because it was like there wasn't any. You know what I mean? Nothing worth. But Universe X is a hard book to find. Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, my LCS had it on its wall for like a month. And I just didn't pay attention to it. Well, I mean, if fans of Greg Horn, really, this is like, it's like Greg Land, Greg Horn, or people who who follow artists. This is their thing. This is their stilo because Greg Horn. I mean, look at that cover. It looks awesome. But there you go,
gorgeous cover.
Clockwise. If you had that on your 2021 bingo list, all right. This one is shouldn't be a surprise, and it's also a bit pricey. But what are you hearing about Sunfire?
Yeah, this is one of those X-Men characters we're going to see plenty of, which is what they put a hot IP designation on there, which means he's going to show up in multiple properties.
Wow.
And
This is a must.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a must get.
Yeah.
The prices are going up on this. I see.
Yeah, I mean, I have two of them actually.
Mhm.
Oh
And I mean, like Fox really shit the bed on this when they made a Wolverine movie in Japan and didn't Sunfire didn't show up.
Correct. Absolutely.
wow.
I know we some kind of talk to him. You
It's
know?
it's a freaking mutant movie. Sunfire is a mutant, and they didn't show Sunfire in
Yeah.
it. But but it would be huge. Like like we've been talking about this every week. They want to go big into the Asian markets. If China's going to cock block them, then they'll go to the Korean markets, go to the Japanese markets,
Now's a great
go to
time to do it.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm hearing, T-Vo, is that he'll be in the one of the first 3 X-Men films. They're going to go ahead and introduce him, so he's going to show up fairly quickly. This book is going to go higher and higher.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Because because I think what Fox did with the X-Men, I mean, I think people are like, well, let's see some different X-Men. You know what I mean? We got that a little bit with was it Days of Future Past when we saw
Bishop. We saw Bishop.
We saw Bishop and we saw some
Blink.
other characters. Yeah, Blink and some other ones. But damn, there's a whole ton of them. X-Men First Class had Banshee, and we never got really. So, there's so many characters that Feige can pull from. I'm pretty sure Feige's gonna it's the Feige effect, man. Once Marvel announces something or MCU announces something, it goes up. It does, they don't care about Yukio when Fox was doing them. All right, so X-Men number 64, first appearance of Sunfire.
And before we go to the next slide, Tim, this is a great Roy Thomas book. So
yeah,
if you got Roy Thomas coming around your area and you got this book, this would be a great book to get a signature.
Oh,
on.
that's right. I forgot he wrote that.
Yeah, this is Roy Thomas all day.
And Hot IP is not something I added. That's something directly from the insiders. They're saying from within the folks at Marvel and Disney that there's like this needs to be put at the top of the list as a character we want to develop for whatever Disney Plus or the MCU or what have you. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sunfire meets Agents of Atlas as well. I mean, there's so much potential.
Was he in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends? Wasn't there an animated version?
Was Sunfire on? I'd have to go back and watch it. I don't know.
I could have swore there was
Yeah,
maybe one episode. One episode.
Yeah, I think he was, wasn't he? I think he was.
And that's the beautiful thing about being live, that we can make mistakes and we can Google shit. I could have swore.
I don't know.
Pretty sure he was.
Yep, he was.
Yeah, there you go.
Episode 4.
Yep.
Season 1.
Yep. Sunfire was. There's even a
That's how deep that show got, but you had Sunfire on there.
Yeah. Oh, this was great.
I even have a picture of it too. But anyway, there's a picture that shows Sunfire, SpiderMan, and Firestar standing next to her. And I think there was a thing with. I think it may have been even like a slight romance with Firestar and Sunfire because they were both fire.
Some teenage flirting going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry. All of us on this show are over 50 years old, so our memories aren't. Forgive us. I could have swore I was like Sunfire, and it was on there. So thank you for everybody that. Yeah. So yeah, we were right. Dad, look at that. We got something right for a change. Look at that. Kudos to everybody. All right. Next up is one was spec'd on before, and then totally forgotten about.
I love it.
Alias, issue number 1, first appearance of Jessica Jones.
Yeah, she's coming back, and they really want Kristen Ritter to play her again. This is for Hulu, T-Vo. And
it would be great on Hulu.
Yeah, this is one of their, like I said, the lower budget shows, the street Marvel shows will be on Hulu. And, Disney really wants you to subscribe to both Hulu and Disney Plus. So you're going to have
the package.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, they have ESPN, Disney Plus, and Hulu, yeah.
So you're going to have characters that are crossing over from one streamer to the other. And Jessica Jones will be flipping back and forth on Daredevil's show. But she's got her own show on Hulu, or will have her own show on Hulu as well.
So it'd be more, I guess, adult oriented.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
As opposed to, I mean, because come on now, she's an alcoholic beating the shit out of people on
street level
Netflix
characters.
show,
We love the street level characters.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's really the plan, T-Vo, is to have the Hulu get all the gritty adult characters, right? And so.
Yeah, because right now, I mean, after you saw Shang-Chi, I mean, it's like, okay, everybody is all powerful now, but, you know, who's going to handle the street crime, right?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And they have a plethora of street-level characters that they can run with, you know, to have. And plus, Alias is right up there, but, you know, Dakota North, they're both private investigators as well. So I'm not putting two and two together, but anywho... Alias, issue number 1, first appearance of Jessica Jones. And in the live chat, whoever said this, yes, you are right. Shayna the She-Devil, number 1.
Yeah. Hot IP.
And 3 asterisks next to it.
Yes, huge.
Yeah.
Like,
you want to read what those asterisks are for?
What are they for? That means that it's at the top. They're really it's in development.
Yeah, they're basically planning a kind of how do I explain this? Okay, Marvel Studios is.
I got it here.
You got it. Okay.
Shanna will be part of the Jungle Adventure. Shayna will be part of the Jungle Adventure genre MCU is pursuing with Kazar and the Savage Lands.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think we talked about, you know, the Savage Land, Sauron, and the X-Men connections and everything. And the only obvious thing was having Shayna, the She-Devil, on there as well. If I remember correctly, this is a Steranko cover.
That is Steranko cover, yeah. So the second X-Men film is they're planning on going to the Savage Land, where they will meet Shayna the She-Devil and Kazar, and Sauron is the villain. But they're planning on making like a genre on Disney Plus to have these type of shows. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they call it, I guess, a Savage Land show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because I think that's the sandbox they can play on in Disney Plus. Where they can put a What If, where they can put a Loki, where they can put, you know, hey, let's talk about the Old West, which we've been talking about, like you know, the stable of characters that Marvel has intellectual property in for the Old West, right? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Disney said, look at this, we have a Western coming out. And you know, and you got you got the Two Gun Kid and Gunhawks and all those other things that we've talked about. So, but from everything that you've told me and other insiders have told me, that Kevin Feige is really big on Marvel Westerns.
Right.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
He's been sitting on those for a while now. You know, this could be, you know what, this probably is a cannonball, so go ahead and throw the cannonball.
Oh my God, it's a quadruple triple Indy.
I do believe this is the 6th cannonball right now. Thank God me and Ryan aren't drinking live on screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Yeah, so I just got a text message while we were talking about this, and as I mentioned, you know, Kazar and Shauna will be part of the Savage Land they're going to introduce in the X-Men. It's the 2nd film. Now they want to do this kind of jungle adventure show on Disney Plus. I'm pretty sure it's actually not have confirmation that it is about the Savage Land. What they want to do, T-Vo, they want to incorporate Devil Dinosaur into Savage Land. Now, I'm not sure if it's the new version or if it's the old Moon Boy Jack Kirby version for that. I would spec on both, honestly. You know?
Yeah.
Look at Michael Benson before he even said it. He was like, would love to see a live-action Devil Dinosaur.
Oh, yeah, you will.
I mean, if you're in a Savage Land with dinosaurs, why not have Devil Dinosaur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids would eat that up.
Yeah, JLS. I seriously doubt they would call it.
I doubt it.
It would. Yeah, it's just going to be called Shayna. It's not going to be called Shayna the She-Devil. You know, Lord forbid people get all upset about it. Anyway, this is where we are. I mean, even Devil Dinosaur may be even too much as well. I mean, just because he's dinosaur doesn't mean he's bad. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, so these insiders are really hot on this book. They really think it's going to explode big time. You find the perfect actress to play her. Yeah, I mean, it's all sorts of potential. Then you tie her into an X-Men movie. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You have
But I
dinosaurs,
seriously doubt that will be her costume either. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The whole leopard print bikini is probably not going to play well on the TV or
Who is that
Disney
actress
Plus.
on True Detective? You know who I'm talking about, right? Alexandria.
Oh, Alexander
Get crazy on her plate, Sean.
Denario. Oh my God. She's also in a show called that show in Hawaii right now. What the hell is it called? My girlfriend got me to watch it. It's so good. It's really good. It's about a resort in Hawaii and just all kinds of weird stuff happens. But it's
Oh, really? Okay.
it's dark humor. Someone in the live chat tell me what the name of that show again. It just got renewed for a second season. What the hell is it called? Gosh darn it, I can't remember it. But it was only like 6 episodes. Alexandra Denario, I can't even say her last name, but yeah, White Lotus. That's it.
Oh, okay.
She's in White Lotus as well. And if you when she was naked in True Detective, well, guess what? She's naked in White Lotus as well. I can't say her last name.
That's must-see television there now.
Yeah, Alexandria Daddario or something along those lines. I can't pronounce her last name, but yeah, she'd make a great Shayna. Why not? Or how about Shayna McTwain, or the country singer? No, I'm just kidding. Right. So Shayna the She-Devil, number 1. Shayna the She-Devil is hot IP because they want to go into the Savage Land. All right, here's a fun book. Uncanny X-Men 176. Most of you guys probably already have this in your collection. First appearance of Valerie Cooper. The notes are actually literally buy low, but if perfect casting could drive up prices. What are you hearing about Valerie Cooper?
Yeah, that's just all I've heard about her. You know what? I have this book, but I haven't read it since I first bought it, so I'm like not too familiar with her. It's one of those supporting characters we're going to see around the X-Men franchise. Other than that, I mean, just take their advice and buy low.
There you go.
You can get those cheap.
If you Google Valerie Cooper, she is basically is Dr. Valerie Cooper is a special assistant to the President's National Security Advisor and perhaps the most important figure in the United States government on the ongoing efforts to cope with the growing number of superhuman beings in the nation. So there you go. Right? Kind of like the whole thing about, keeping the Registration Act and everything else.
Oh, okay.
So that's where she is. All right. So I kind of gave away this book earlier, and I had no idea that this was going to be on it. But you're going to get a chance to get it on our 7,000 subs giveaway.
Wow, that's crazy.
Giant Size Fantastic Four #4. Buy multiple copies. Potential Deadpool usage could skyrocket. It's the first appearance of Multiple Man or Jamie Madrox.
I can see how Deadpool can go crazy with this character.
Yep.
Yeah, because they actually, I mean, he was kind of corny back then, but then remember he was part of, what was that? X-Force or X Factor, yeah, where they had like a whole team, and they kind of elevated him in the Marvel comics, Jamie Madrox. So apparently Kevin Feige really likes him, and they want to get him. So I meant graded 9.6s, 2.290 raw, only $41. This is a square-bound book, so
that's right.
So you got to be careful. It is a hard nut to crack in a 9.8, but
it's black too on top.
Yeah, Jamie Madrox, the Multiple Man, and by the way, I'll just show it. Because I was given these books before we even were given this list, but yeah, you got a chance to win it. It's a 3.5, signed by Chris Claremont. So if you want it, there's a chance to get it, and it's on this list. All right.
I had no idea it appeared in Fantastic Four. But a quick question for T-Vo Auto and anybody in the chat. I I've never seen Chloe Bennett's Valley Girl. I heard it's on streaming. Do you know where to find it? Because I haven't seen it yet.
What? A movie called Valley Girl?
She did a remake of Valley Girl, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I think it was on one of those weird streamers like Paramount
I don't know about that.
or Peacock or something along those lines. Let me see.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been wanting into like, oh, it's on streaming now. I had no idea.
Oh, it was an actual movie.
Yeah. They have all the '80s new wave music in there and everything.
Do they really? Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, it
Now I
takes
gotta
place
watch
in the
this.
'80s, so she got an aerobics outfit on, you know.
Yeah, it came out in 2020.
Yeah, unfortunately Logan Paul's in it, but
I love the original Valley Girl with the with the
great
Nick
movie.
Cage.
Yeah, that was
Oh
awesome.
my God. You kids don't even know. All right, Fantastic Four. Last one on the list, boys and girls. You should have got. You should have.
Oh, this
guessed it by
one. This
now,
is the
'cause
hot. We got to play this out right now. This book is. It's a first appearance. It's a mutant book. This book is just so hot right now, and it's going to skyrocket even more. And I'm just. I dropped my phone yesterday where I was, and I walked away. I go, oh my God! Everybody's like, "What's the matter?" I go, "You don't want to know what book is going to blow right now. This is going to blow."
You already mentioned his name earlier when we talked about the
all the X-Men characters.
X-Men 282. Seriously hot IP planned for films and Disney Plus. Buy multiple copies. Biggest property here for high value besides Sunfire. The right casting will blow this up out of the atmosphere is what the secret group is telling each other. This is obviously the first appearance of Bishop. Graded 9.8. It's only $300. Average raw 13. I mean, this book is all over my LCS.
Yep. You can get them all over the place, but get them now. This is going to be $500-$600 in 6 to 8 months.
What are you hearing about Bishop?
Yeah, of all the X-Men characters, this is the top 5 of the ones that Foggy is most excited about exploring and putting in different movies and TV shows. Bishop he's hot stuff, dude. I mean, I spoke with a different insider after I got this list. Wanted to dig into the whole Bishop thing, and dead on accurate. They have many plans for Bishop. Again, you put the right actor with this guy.
Yep.
That's it.
Method Man is really buying to play this character. I mean, he's really putting his nose in it.
I don't know if he has the acting chops for it.
No, he definitely doesn't have the acting chops, but he's definitely.
He need a big dude to play too.
Yeah,
that's we were talking about. Was it Days of Future Past? Some of the best scenes were when they take place where you see Bishop when they're like trying to protect old Professor X and old Magneto.
Right,
that's like for me. That was like the best parts of the movie when like those the Sentinels were coming down. And you saw Bishop. And I think it was Thunderbird with the dual blades.
Thunderbird, absolutely.
Thunderbird, and then you saw Magneto using it. I mean, that was like some of the best parts of the. I wanted to see more of that than the going back into the past stuff. But I thought that was fantastic. But anyway. Yeah. Issue 282. Most of you guys have this book. You should
get them graded. Get them graded. Get them in a 9.8. Save yourself.
I got this for my birthday a few years ago.
There you go, man.
So I'm talking about Bishop though. As far as these collectors are concerned, to them, this has higher potential than Omega Red. That's how highly they are looking at this first appearance here, and because of what Marvel has been talking about in terms of the character's usage, Bishop will be huge.
That's what I agree with all in the game. Idris Elba would be.
My God!
I mean, even though he was in Ragnarok, right? That I mean, you had Emma Chan who was in Daredevil, who's also in the Eternals. I mean, they can, because. Why not? I mean, because Idris Elba, he had like long hair. You could change him up and do whatever. Yeah. So we got a few more minutes here. If anybody's got questions, Michael J. White would be a dope Bishop as well. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. So this is Omega Red is like turning into Mephisto now.
Yeah, right.
Like when will Omega Red show up?
Well, last I heard was the Black Widow sequel. Was where he was going to show up. Again, it's a villain, you know what I mean? Villain Spec only lasts for so long.
Villain spec is meant, if you were specking on Death Dealer and Razor Fist, then,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah,
Enjoy the books if you got them.
It's only the big baddies like
Dr.
Kang,
Doom, yeah.
the High Evolutionary, Thanos, Doctor Doom, those type of characters. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Great show, guys. Any news on Longshot? We had Longshot on a long-term spec list, ironically, a long time ago. Any news on Longshot, Michael?
Got the cannonball.
Oh, shit.
Did we hit a double-digit Cannonball show?
Yeah, I think so.
This is double digits.
This might be the first.
We're up to 7 now.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Yeah, so Longshot is one on the long-term development characters for Disney Plus. In fact, in a week or two, T-Vo doesn't know this, I'll tell him right now to get his live reaction.
Oh boy.
We're going to get a list of X-Men characters in early or active development for Disney Plus. Foggy is going to exploit that property to the max. You spend all that money on Fox, you're going to get that money back, all right? But he's going to use it as a way to explore different styles and different genres again. And Longshot is on that list, I'm told.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Longshot and what was that? What was it Mojo World? Is that
Mojo World, yeah.
World. Yep,
yeah,
right.
That is some weird, trippy stuff.
That is weird.
On. Yeah. Hey, you know what? We have to have obligatory DC question on here. Our friend Michael the Beast Benson asks, DC question, any news on Spectre, Deadman, Demon, or Creeper?
Well, Spectre, Deadman, actually, I think all these characters, I'm not sure about Creeper, are going to be on Justice League Dark from J.J. Abrams. He's kind of a, if you guys don't like his take on the characters, well, that's not good news for you because he's very possessive and he doesn't want, for instance, Matt Ryan is no longer Constantine. And what really happened was he didn't want another Constantine out there when he's got his own Constantine coming up. So the thing with JJ T-Vo is that he's going to make changes. You may not like those changes to those characters. He wants his own little imprint on whatever he uses.
Yeah, too bad because Matt Ryan is like the perfect Constantine.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is interesting.
Yeah, DC has sat on these characters for so long. It boggles the mind, T-Vo. They have the rights.
Yeah, and then CW. I've been watching Stargirl, and they're dropping all these characters on there.
The shade is awesome, you know.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus Christ. And you know what? The action and choreography and the special effects on Stargirl is better than probably anything on the CW.
Really, very well done, yeah.
Yeah. This is a question, interesting one, because I think people kind of spec'd on this, that since they saw the tentacles and What If, is Shuma Gorath the villain of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness?
One of them.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
That's all you need
there
to
you
know.
Go. Flat out. There's your answer.
That was fast.
Because a lot of people, once they saw the tentacles in the What If, they were just assuming that, that was it. Who knows? Marvel is very vague, and sometimes they do a mishmash of what's in the comics, and then they take, from different comics and different films and put it together. So it may be not Shuma Gorath by name, just like, but we shall see.
By the way, guys, speculators, pay attention to collected editions that Marvel's putting out. Okay, especially it's from a comic book character you're not familiar with, a story arc that really isn't that well known. Keep a lookout for some of those titles because those could possibly be something in development for Marvel Studios.
Yeah, just like when they release a trade, because they want, people to say, start reading it up to kind of build up a character just in case they don't know about it. And, I think in the past they didn't do, like when they released Guardians of the Galaxy 1, right? They didn't really release the Guardian. I'm trying to think. The Guardians of the Galaxy team came the Abnett and Lanning run came after the film, right? Or was it before the film?
I'm not
But
familiar with it.
after the film came out, the team looked like what was on the on-screen version, right? But the actual team, the Guardians team, was totally different. And then obviously in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, that's when they brought in like Sylvester Stallone and those guys. Those were the original Guardians of the Galaxy. Did you have an article about this on the Human Torch and Chris Evans on Geekosity?
No, it was Chris Evans showing up as showing up as Steve Rogers in the Fantastic Four, and meeting the Human Torch. The new recast Human Torch is something that it was a giant freaking robot that had the scoop. We just covered it.
Yeah, I think a Human Torch has to be Chris Evans. Looks young, but he needs to be like young and cocky.
Young,
like
Yeah, it'll be a young guy. Yeah, it'll be recast.
Yeah, he has to be young and kind of cocky and kind of And if people see Chris Evans on the big screen, they're gonna expect stoic Captain America. They don't want to. So they get a young actor to play cocky. What does the thing call him? Hothead or matchstick head or whatever the hell it is.
Well, it was that guy on Stranger Things that was the front runner for Dacre Montgomery. Is that his name? I gotta pronounce his name.
Yeah.
But you hear about John Cena wants to play the Thing?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he is a blockhead.
That's true.
He's got the size for it. Maybe they modulate his voice or something. But yeah. Question from Michelle from Moonlit Comics. You mentioned Moon Knight in the Avengers. Can you elaborate on that? Will we see that play out in the upcoming series? I guess you meant the upcoming Moon Knight series.
No, there won't be any tie-ins with that in the Avengers. But what I've been told, though, he will be in the Avengers film. Now, whether or not he's going to join them is another matter entirely. But he is in the film.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, we'll answer this once and for all. From Yamal, love the show. Is Disney thinking of buying Sony Pictures or just Sony's Marvel properties? They cannot buy just Sony Marvel properties, from what I understand, but I'll let Mikey answer that.
Man, I've asked this question for the past 2.5 years, I think.
Exactly.
Disney really wanted to make a run for Sony. Then COVID happened.
Yeah, and all the valuations drop, all the stock prices drop.
Yeah, so I am hearing that, Disney is planning on making another run for Sony in 2 years, if it's still, feasible or whatever. They do want it.
Yeah, my guess is once the economy is back to normal, stock prices and everything, and if Venom and Morbius don't do big box office, at what point do they give up? But I just don't see. But I don't see Venom bombing. Hell, the first Venom was, it was all right, but it did well at the box office. It did like 700, 800 million at the box office, right? There's a huge cult following for the Venom, and I would, Kevin Feige would probably love to have Venom, but it's like, to me, it's like, eventually, how many Venom stories can you tell without having Spider-Man in them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just you got to have the two. So, I think that's a future scoop bomb in the future that you have that in regards to that. So I won't tell anything about that right there. We'll say it's Sony-ish related, right?
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that. That's all I know. And no matter what you say, I can't do anything. Is Brother Voodoo still playing for Doctor Strange #2?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Nice.
He's coming.
Name change, though, right?
Yeah, it won't be called Giant. No.
Can't be calling him Brother Voodoo.
Dr. Voodoo, yeah.
That was the height of blaxploitation back in the 70s. But, even in people complain about, mainland China complaining about, Shang-Chi is Fu Manchu's son and this and that. That was the 70s. They retconned it. They like they retconned this. Dr. Voodoo, Brother Voodoo is called Dr. Voodoo currently in the comics now. So there you go.
Yeah, and he'll be in Strange Academy. So a lot of moving parts going on. The supernatural genre is something that Marvel Studios will be focusing on the next couple of years. So you're going to see a lot of those. And then Westerns are after that.
Yeah. Is there any stipulation that Sony can't sell the license to another company? I do believe Sony can't sell just off Spider-Man, right? I mean, if they sell the entire company, Marvel reverts back to them. But Sony can't sell just to be like, hey, we're going to sell Sony. If they do, it goes back to Marvel. Is that correct?
Yeah, they can't sell.
Yeah. We'll do one more question here before we go. Where was that? I just saw this. Where was it? It was a good question. This one makes sense because she's part of Captain, Marvel's, history. Is Rogue going to be in the Marvels?
Oh, I scooped it before it was called the Marvels, and I'm quite sure that Rogue will make an appearance in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, Rogue got her powers from touching Carol Danvers, right? And then it was different. I would love to see just Carol Danvers just go full on binary for a while, right? Cosmic version of her. But there you go. Appreciate everybody in the live chat. We've been holding you hostage here for about an hour and a half. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us on a Sunday. Make sure you check out the Lord's 7,000 subs giveaway. Go look on the channel. I will try to leave it in the live chat here. Why don't you, Otto, any last words while I look it up?
No, happy to be here. Can't join you guys on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but any Sunday that I'm available, I'd love to jump on. Great to see Mikey. And for you guys who don't know, check our channel, 3 Men in the Basement. The number 3 Men in the Basement. Go sub up there. Just under 3,000 subs ourselves. We have a huge show coming up next weekend. We're going to take lots of footage from the Near Mint Expo in Providence, Rhode Island, with the one and only Roy Thomas. So a lot of people in the chat will be there. Michael the Beast Benson will be set up there as a vendor. A lot of guys will be there. It's going to be a great show. So you're up in the Northeast. Also follow 3 Men in the Basement on Instagram for all that information. So just happy to be here with you guys, man. Chopping it up. Look, number 10, Fish Up. One of my favorite characters ever. Mikey, I'm telling you, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
If anything good happens this weekend, it's because of that.
Awesome.
Any last words, Mikey?
GeekOdysseyMag.com. We got a Wolverine article up. More scoops this week. Thanks for letting me be here. Otto, T-Vo, great seeing you guys again. So have fun. I want to answer one question in the chat before I go. Jackson is one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time. The Green Rabbit that Roy Thomas created.
Absolutely.
One of the scoops that if I had a genie, right? A genie asked me, what scoop would you like to have? That Jackson is coming to live action somehow. I haven't heard anything. I wish. But George Lucas hated the character. He hated him. There's no rabbit in Star Wars. Well, okay. So,
that's the first character that was created outside of the movies. It was original character that was made for Star Wars. It was Jackson the Rabbit. I mean, I don't know if Lucas has any say on what it can happen, but I'm pretty sure Filoni would love to put him. In
I think Lucas doesn't have that power anymore because they had Jackson appear in the comic book. A few years ago.
A few
years ago.
There's we just had him on a variant on our cover price.
That's right.
Cover price shows. Right. I could see Dave Filoni just throwing an Easter egg in there, maybe going into a cantina and you see some guy with rabbit ears and people.
If I see Jackson in Book of Boba Fett, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah.
That is like Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker at the end, explosive to me.
And then you just see, the book will go up to $10,000.
There you go.
All right. So thank you guys all for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. I'm gonna go watch some Sunday Night Football, man.
Yeah, let's do it. Halftime.
Yeah. Thank you to Mikey and Otto. We will see you on Tuesday. Make sure I drop the link for the 7,000 subs giveaway. So we're going to do the contest winners on Wednesday or Friday. So do not hesitate. So for Otto, Mikey Sutton, I'm T-Vo.
See ya.
Then going to them long boxes and peace out.
Now let's do this.
Rewind, select and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last. Jump.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is faith. One, two, three, four, five, six, do it. We're here. We're back. Let's do a job. You can't get fresher than this.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even notice.
Oh, how so?
I'll be too busy looking good.